OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Friday Night Smackdown. You are here with G this week. I'm here to give you the lowdown on everything that happened on Smackdown. It was a weird time this week. It was starting at 6 PM in the UK, so we got to watch it super early. This is due to it being live recorded in Lyon, France, which is where Backlash is being held. So there was the duo of Smackdown and Backlash in Lyon, France. So that's why we got it super early, which is really cool. And that's why you're getting an earlier review from me. So yeah, do please mind my voice. I am a little bit under the weather, but I could not miss out on giving you guys an awesome review. So I'm here to carry on and do so. If I do have a bit of a cough or if I do start to go really croaky, then I do apologise. But I'm here nonetheless, and let's get into it. So we start this week's Smackdown with a 8-woman tag match, 4 versus 4, with Bayley, Naomi, Jade and Bianca versus Damage Control and Tiffany Stratton. This match was great. I really enjoyed this match. I love all 8 of these women individually and together, so it was like a dream combined match altogether. Obviously this is ahead of a lot of these women in this match who've got matches tomorrow at Backlash. So we have Naomi versus Bayley versus Tiffany, and we've also got the Kabuki Warriors versus Jade and Damage Control tomorrow night on Backlash. So there's obviously a lot of tension, a lot of suspense going on in this match, ready ahead of their matches at Backlash tomorrow. So we start with Naomi and Kairi Sane in ring. However, the crowd are straight in there with the Hey Bayley chants, and I absolutely love that. And she was very like here for it this time, whereas last time we saw the Hey Bayley chants in the UK crowd. She was obviously heel, so she wasn't interacting with it, but this time she did. So Naomi's in control from the beginning of this match. She's not giving Kairi Sane much chance to move, much chance to do anything, and then very quickly she tags in Bianca, who then hits a moonsault to Kairi as Naomi has set her up for that moonsault, which was pretty phenomenal. Bianca goes in for an early pin attempt and it fails, and Kairi kicks out. Bayley then tags herself in from behind Bianca, and Bianca's like a little bit pissed that Bayley just tags herself in. And as Bayley's climbing into the ring, you kind of see Asuka from behind like pull Bianca down and take her out of the ring. As that happens, Tiffany Stratton comes out of nowhere and goes for Bayley. She hits a powerbomb on Bayley. She attempts to pin Bayley, but Bayley kicks out. We then have the Kabuki Warriors somehow getting in, and they are like teaming up on Bayley. They're going for her. Asuka attempts to pin Bayley, but Bayley manages to kick out. Eventually, Tiffany manages to hit an Alabama slam to Bayley. She attempts to pin Bayley again, but Naomi jumps in to break that pin so it doesn't go through. Jade Cargill was tagged in at this point then, and she is literally going after every single member of Damage Control, taking them down one after one after one after one. She's showing she's dominant, she's showing she's a force, she's showing she's here, and she's ready to like take control. So all of Damage Control are out and down at this point. Bayley hits a Bayley to belly off Tiffany Stratton. Dakota Kai manages to get up. She hits a scorpion kick to Bayley, which takes her out. But then Bianca comes in. She hits a KOD. The KOD to Dakota Kai, and she manages to pin Dakota Kai for the win. So obviously Bayley, Naomi, Jade and Bianca take the win on this one, which was pretty awesome. We then go to a backstage segment of Carmelo Hayes and Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is welcoming Carmelo to SmackDown and saying that he's happy for him to be here. And then Carmelo Hayes declares himself for the King of the Ring tournament, which of course is our next pay-per-view after Backlash, being held in Saudi Arabia on the 25th. Is it 24th or the 25th of May? That weekend. That is our next pay-per-view. So Carmelo Hayes has announced himself for the King of the Ring tournament for that pay-per-view. And then Nick Aldis is like, so we'll talk about it and we'll see what goes on. And then Bobby Lashley appears on screen. Bobby Lashley welcomes Carmelo Hayes to SmackDown as well. He's like, finally glad for you to be here. If you need any advice, if you need any help along the way, let me know, give me a call, I'll give you that advice. And Carmelo Hayes is like, I don't need your help, I don't need you. And he's like, takes the piss out of Bobby Lashley for like not doing good and stuff, and then Bobby Lashley's like, watch who you're disrespecting around here because it's not going to get you far. And that was a good segment, to be fair. It was a really, really good segment. We then move on to a tag match between AOP and New Catch Republic. Obviously, New Catch Republic is Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. AOP is it Rhaegar and Amzan? I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not entirely sure. But obviously, all of Final Testament came out with AOP. So we start off with Pete and Amgar. Is that how you say it? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, so we start off with Pete Dunne and Amgar. We have multiple drop kicks from Pete Dunne trying to take them down. It didn't happen, so Tyler Bate is then tagged in. Again, multiple punches in the corner, go, go, go. Tyler then goes for multiple running uppercuts to Amgar in the corner. Pete is tagged in. Both of AOP end up flying out of the ring at some point somewhere. And then off the side apron, Tyler Bate flips onto AOP and takes him down. We're then back in the ring, and there's a lot of back and forth between all of them, going after each other. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Between Tyler and AOP, eventually Pete Dunne is tagged in. There is multiple drop kicks again from Pete Dunne to both members of AOP. And then we come around to Tyler being tagged in again. He slaps Rhaegar. Pete Dunne goes for a drop kick. Tyler then gets him up on his shoulders. Big, strong boy. He goes, he spins, and he's going for quite a while. He is spinning and spinning, and boom, he's down. So then Pete Dunne is tagged in. He goes for a cover, but the cover is broken. Razor is sent out of the ring. Pete Dunne goes to jump over to obviously fly onto him, but Scarlett jumps up on the ringside, and Pete is like, yeah, not going for it. She is then distracting the ref, which gives Karrion Kross chance to grab Pete Dunne. No, he grabs Tyler, sorry. He grabs Tyler Bate and he takes him down. Pete Dunne goes to fly over onto Karrion and take him down. The ref is still distracted at this point, which causes Pete to be pinned. I wasn't very happy about this, but I mean, AOP needed the win, I think. I would have liked to have seen New Catch Republic win. I'm not sure where this is going, but I suppose AOP needed the win at this point because they haven't had many. And they are supposed to be like a brutally strong, dominant force, the Final Testament, you know, all of them. But I would like to see Karrion and Scarlett in ring again. I do love seeing AOP. I'd love to see them like maybe a mixed 8-man tag match, you know, like with another faction with a female. Maybe like the Street Profits, Bobby and B-Fab versus AOP, Karrion and Scarlett. Because Scarlett does wrestle. She has wrestled in the indies and stuff, so she does wrestle for sure. Anyway, we go to another backstage segment here now, which is Nick Aldis and Paul Heyman. Paul says to Nick Aldis, "Did you get my memo?" Nick Aldis says yes, but request is denied. And I'm like, what's going on here? He then goes on, Nick Aldis then goes on to say, "I will not be pulling Kevin Owens and Randy Orton from the match at Backlash tomorrow. But why? I need to know why you wanted me to pull them." And Paul Heyman is like, "To protect them. They don't know what they've got coming." He's like, with the bloodline, with Roman, we knew. With Solo and Tama, it's a completely different story. And then he's like, what happens to Kevin Owens and Randy Orton tomorrow is not on my conscience, it's on yours. And that was really interesting. And then he's like, as Paul Heyman's trying to walk off, Nick Aldis is like, so all bloodline things go through Paul Heyman, yeah. And he was like, is that orders of the tribal chief? And Paul's just like, he's like, I haven't spoken to Roman since WrestleMania. And then Nick is like, so why did Roman decide to pull out of the draft? And Paul Heyman was like, Roman didn't take himself out the draft. I took Roman out of the draft. And I'm just like, whoo, whoo. And then Nick Aldis is like, so if you want to take Kevin Owens and Randy out of this match, you need to go and tell them that they need to come out of this match. And you can do that now because the RKO show is next. And that was really cool because I love the fact that they've integrated Randy into the Kevin Owens show and it's now the RKO show. Love that because I love Randy and I love KO and I love them together. And they have a new shirt. It's got like RKO, but so you can, it says RKO, but Kevin Owens' KO is over the RKO, so you can still see the original KO with Kevin's KO. It's really cute. It's really nice. I think I might have to purchase this one. Again, I do apologise for the throat. A lot of talking is really crunching on me, but I'm here and I'm going to do it. So, we enter the RKO show. Kevin Owens makes his entrance. Randy Orton makes his entrance. Kevin Owens starts speaking in French to the audience, which I thought was really cool. Randy's like, it didn't take much talking to talk me into this match with the Bloodline tomorrow. Kevin Owens was like, I didn't want to guest on this RKO show with it being the first. I just wanted to come out here, interact with the crowd, have a bit of fun. But somebody wouldn't stop calling my phone. Multiple messages, multiple voicemails, multiple calls. Then that one 4 a.m. call, they finally made me crack and I finally answered the phone. And Kevin Owens is like, so our guest tonight is Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman was constantly ringing Kevin Owens asking to be on the RKO show tonight for some reason. And I think we all know why, because of the whole sitch with the Bloodline. So Kevin Owens asks if Randy wants to introduce Paul Heyman down to the ring, but he doesn't even get a chance. Paul Heyman's already there and he's already introduced himself. And Randy's like, I didn't even get a chance to do anything. I don't know what you want me to do. So Paul Heyman makes his way down. He's doing his usual, I am Paul Heyman, I'm a Hall of Famer, you know, all that stuff. Walking down to the ring. And as he gets to the ring, he asks if he can come in the ring. And Kevin Owens looks at Randy and goes, you know, the second he steps in this ring, you can't just RKO him. And Randy's like, that's not my move. I'm a bit more of an out of nowhere kind of guy. And I was in stitches. I was absolutely in stitches. But Paul Heyman then like steps back and decides not to get in the ring and stays on the apron, where he usually stays anyway. So he was like, the crowd are chanting at this point. They are chanting, we want Roman. And Paul Heyman turns around and goes, I want Roman too, more than you know right now. So, anyway, Paul Heyman then goes on to say, the rules with Solo and Tama Tonga are so different now compared to what it was when the Bloodline was ran by Roman, which we assume it still is. So then Randy goes on to say, you can't be giving advice right now, Paul Heyman, when everything around you, everything you built is falling apart. I just want to ask you one question. And Randy asks Paul Heyman who the real tribal chief is. And Paul is like, oh, you're putting me in a sticky situation right now. Oh, the whole world knows there is only one tribal chief. Out of nowhere, Solo Sikoa and MFT Tama Tonga appear behind KO and Randy Orton and they attack them from behind. Saw that coming. Anyway, Solo is going in on Randy at the announce table. Tama Tonga's got Kevin Owens ringside going in on him. Officials, security, GMs, they all come out and try and break it apart. Randy's like, nah, he picks the security guys up and throws them out the way. They're really trying to split this up, and then eventually they're all crowded by the top of the bottom of the ramp by the ring. Kevin Owens swanton bomb straight off the ropes onto everybody. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga get up, they start walking down the ramp staring at Kevin Owens and Randy in ring. It was quite a decent stare off. I think this match is probably the one that I'm most excited for tomorrow night. I think a lot is going to go down. So we then move on to our next match of the evening, which is LA Knight versus Angel from Legado del Fantasma. Before we get into this match, as Angel is making his way down, as they're sat on the ringside with Legado del Fantasma, we get a QR flash on the screen, and I'm so excited. Oh my god. So I had to obviously try and pause this QR code and scan it so that I could tell you guys what it was about. The QR code takes you to the WWE.com website. I was a bit confused, but there was a video there waiting to be played, so I played this video. So it starts with a clip that says, tonight, the night before Backlash, and it's playing a little bit of like the Backlash like promo clip, and then it cuts to a figure in a room which looks like a lady in a gown. This lady resembles a lot of Sister Abigail, but in white, not black. And she's in a little room that's got like 2 windows and a little door and a chair, and there looks like there's some candles. And then she starts talking. She says in sentences, "He opened his arms. Our pain became his. We were reborn because we believed." And then it cuts to a screen, a blue screen that just says, "Because we believed," all down it in loads of lines. I have got a sneaky suspicion that Uncle Howdy is making an appearance tomorrow night at Backlash. I also have a sneaky suspicion that the We Are Reborn is the Funhouse puppets, you know, like Mercy the Buzzard, Sister Abigail, Huskers the Pig, Rambling Rabbit. We Are Reborn. That's what I think that is. But I could be totally wrong. This is obviously all just speculation. But the fact that it said tonight, the night before Backlash at the beginning of that clip, makes me think that some kind of Howdy or something is going to appear tomorrow night. And I am so freaking excited. You guys know how much of a Bray Wyatt stan I am. You guys know how much of a love for puzzles and things because of all the Bray Wyatt stuff. So this has got me hooked. This has got me gripped. I am so ready for Howdy to make his appearance wherever it's going to be. So yeah, back into the LA Knight and Angel match. So Angel corners LA Knight pretty quick, but LA Knight manages to counter with a clothesline straight away. LA Knight is punches to Angel, punches, as usual in an LA Knight match. Punch, yeah, crowd, yeah. You know how it goes down, because whose game is it? LA Knight, yeah. That one hurt. Anyway, so there's a lot of back and forth in this match between the pair of them. Constant punches from one to punch for another, etc, etc. Every time LA Knight punches, it's yeah. So that was going. Eventually, LA Knight manages to get control of Angel, and then he hits him with a running knee from the corner. The back and forth continues through this match to a point where we can see this match is coming to an end. Humberto jumps up on the side of the apron to distract LA Knight. LA Knight punches him down. Angel comes from behind and rolls LA Knight up. LA Knight manages to get out of that. He then manages to hit a BFT off Angel and manages to pin him for the win, which was really cool. It was quite a decent match, to be fair. There was just a lot of back and forth and a lot of going-ons. LA Knight grabs a mic. He starts talking to the crowd. He actually announces that he is also in the tournament for the King of the Ring. He has a bit of a promo back and forth with Santos, who then Santos also announces he's in the tournament for the King of the Ring. So far we have 3 people announced for the King of the Ring tournament: Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight and Santos Escobar. Let me know in the comments who else you would like to see in the King of the Ring tournament going forward. And also, who would you like to see in the Queen of the Ring tournament? Because that one, we haven't had anybody announced yet. But I'm very excited for it. So let's move on to our next match of the evening, which is the Street Profits versus A Town Down Under for the tag belts. So we start with Theory and Angelo Dawkins. Theory manages to corner Angelo Dawkins pretty quickly. Ford is then tagged in straight away. He hits a drop kick to Theory. It was so clean. I say this every time I do a review on a Street Profits match. Angelo Dawkins' moves are so strategic. I can't speak now. So strategic. Clean. They are so good. His momentum, his moves, his athleticism. It's so clean. Like, you can see clearly what he's doing all the time. Anyway, moving on. He hits a drop kick to Theory. And then Waller is tagged in and he takes a rock bottom from Montez Ford. Sure. Dawkins, what am I doing? Angelo Dawkins is tagged back in. He hits a swanton off the top rope to Grayson Waller. Montez then dives over the top rope onto both of them because they're both outside the ropes at this point. We know Montez Ford is a high flyer. He always dives through the ropes at some point in some match. Street Profits are very much in control of this match at this point. Montez is then tagged in again, and so is Theory. So we've got Dawkins and Waller out of it. Montez Ford hits a springboard elbow to Theory. And then we get Angelo Dawkins is tagged in again, and there is a lot of back and forth between all of them. This match was very all over the place. Like, for a tag match, it's like at some point you couldn't tell who was tagged in, who wasn't tagged in. If you wasn't watching carefully, people were tagging in and you couldn't even see it. But eventually we hit a point where Dawkins tags Montez in. They go for their signature move, Blockbuster, to Theory, but Theory manages to kick out of this one. Then Dawkins is tagged back in. Theory manages to counter this Blockbuster, going for Angelo Dawkins' eyes, and then he sweeps Montez's leg and knocks him off the ropes. He attempts to roll up Angelo Dawkins. No, I'm sorry. Angelo Dawkins attempts to roll up Theory, but the ref didn't see it. Waller comes in and does a flatline to Dawkins, so Theory then pins Angelo Dawkins. Ref sees 1, 2, 3. A Town Down Under are still our champions. I like them as champions. I can't say I don't, but I would love the Street Profits to get their flowers again one day. I just love the sass between the Street Profits and their like chemistry together. The two of them is unmatchable. I don't think there is a tag team that I personally believe are better than the Street Profits right now, because their chemistry, their athleticism. Montez Ford just sells everything so well, and his moveset is so clean, and I won't stop going on about it because I love every second of it. So we move on to the final part of this evening, which is our AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes face off, because they are fighting tomorrow night at Backlash. So they both make their entrances down to the ring. AJ says to Cody that he isn't focused on the right things. He's focused on all of this when he should be focused on him. The crowd starts chanting AJ, and AJ is like getting really angry and saying how disrespectful the crowd are. He's got a very heel in him, and you can see that. So, apologies. After he says that the crowd are really disrespectful, he was like to Cody, he's like, when things got rough and WWE stopped welcoming you with open arms, when things got tough and rough, he left, and he like does like the Stardust thing. And then AJ goes on to say that he was never welcomed into WWE with open arms. He had to work his way from the bottom to the top to make himself known, to make himself who he is today. And he did all that by himself. And then he goes on to say that Cody had all the Hall of Famers, all the legends watching him there for him, to see him finish his story. And then he goes on to say, but I beat all those Hall of Famers. I beat those legends. Just like I'm going to beat you tomorrow at Backlash. Okay. And then Cody goes on to say to AJ that the announce table are calling this a dream match, you know. I apologise. So the announce table are calling this a dream match. And he's like, you will be phenomenal tomorrow, AJ. You will always be phenomenal. But tomorrow I'm looking at you as my first title defence. Not phenomenal, you're my first title defence. And then Cody's like, and that makes this too sweet. I did that wrong. Too sweet. And he puts up the too sweet to AJ. And AJ's like, and slaps Cody around the face and walks off. And yeah, okay, it's Bullet Club Day. And AJ didn't hit the too sweet, so I'm a bit pissed about that. But it is what it is. Their match is going to be really good. I'm really excited for it. However, I don't see Cody Rhodes losing at this point. He's literally his first title defence after WrestleMania. So after that happened, I thought the show would end, but we actually hit a backstage segment of Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Solo, and Tama Tonga just brawling. They're just taking it out again on each other backstage. Securities are there, GMs are there, officials are there. They can't stop them. They're going in on each other, and that's it. That's where SmackDown ended. I am very, very, very excited for the Kevin Owens, Randy, Solo, Tama Tonga match. I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, that was everything that happened on SmackDown this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the UK fans enjoyed the earlier time because it was great. But yeah, that is everything from me today. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of SmackDown. Let us know your Backlash predictions for tomorrow. And we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for future episodes. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.